I'm not opposed to national ceasefire agreement that will lead to real peace. But I'm against this national ceasefire agreement because it's not going to lead to real peace. There is no equality for the ethnic leaders. There is no clear political roadmap, and there is no inclusiveness. Not all ethnic stakeholders are not included in this process. This national ceasefire is for development that will benefit just a few people, and not for the general masses. And it is also, development to get the natural resources of the ethnic peoples. It's not going to benefit the ethnic people. It's aimed to get the natural resources, like I said, the natural resources of the ethnic peoples. They have even planned to drive out the ethnic peoples in the hills onto the plain. And they will have a free hand. They intend to have a free hand to loot the natural resources. We have timber, and there are all kinds of minerals and gemstones. Of course, the most important natural resources are industrially important minerals. This is not the end of the current political struggle. It will go on in probably another form. And there are 10 million Karen people in the country. And we have to, they will get involved in this process, in this struggle for freedom, equality, and what we call self-determination, the right to develop ourselves. That will go on. The struggle will go on for those political objectives. The current struggle need real support for the people in terms of unity and other ideas as well about development that will benefit the people. Yes, there has been fighting by the government troops in the DKBA areas, in Kachin areas, in Kogan areas, in Palaun areas. So we are questioning the sincerity of the government. They are isolating some and launching offensive. Very brutal war is carried on against some ethnic groups while they are trying to pamper. The ethnic armed groups want political rights, peace, and stability. And only after that we can have real development. And the political rights are very simple. We want equality and the rights to develop ourselves. No oppressive domination by the so-called central power. We should have autonomy. We should have full autonomy. We should have no exploitation of our people and natural resources. That is, we are fighting against. The Burma army seems not to take orders from the government. They have their own system of carry on war. And this war is totally against the people. They are targeting the civilian people mostly. They committed widespread human rights violation. They're still committing that, even they are supposed to be under a democratic government. So they are not under the control of the government. Nationwide ceasefire, yes, and the so-called peace process is the government strategy to divide the ethnic armed, I call resistance groups. They give favors to some, but they carried on war against some. And they spread propaganda so that there will be misunderstanding among the ethnic peoples, among the ethnic groups. So that is basically a strategy to divide and conquer, not to resolve the real ethnic problem. The ethnic groups altogether form nearly 70% of the people of the country. But the propaganda all along has been that the Burman people form nearly 70%. That is the opposite. And if we are united, we can gain our political rights in a short time. Our political rights to decide our own destiny, to have self-government, to cooperate in a genuine federal union. Yes, we can gain our rights in a short time if we have real unity. That is why the government, since independence, all the government basically controlled by the Burman majority, have been trying to divide the ethnic unity. And because there are 7 ethnic people, the unity is not very, foolproof. The unity is not ironclad unity. But I think after more than 60 years of struggle, I think the ethnic people should realize that, we have to hang together. Otherwise, we'll hang separately, like the saying goes. So they must get together and form a very solid and strong unity. If they, I think they will get it in a few years. Holding back the ethnic people regarding unity is just like I said, it's the deceit and trickery used by successive governments in power, giving some favors to some and trying to eliminate or wipe out the struggle of a few at a time, one at a time strategy. But even then, the government, the Burman, I would say government, have been unsuccessful because they represent only 28% of the population. And even then, not all of that 28% support the government, especially after the military dictatorships, starting from 1962 up to this day. The current government is not very different from the military dictatorship of Slock, the military dictatorship of Ne Win, the military dictatorship of SPDC. Not very different. Yes, we need strong ethnic leaders with a clear understanding of the history and clear understanding of the enemy strategy. Or, yes, I will call them enemy because not all Burmans are bad, but those in the power are mainly ultra-nationalists. I call them fascist. And they are trying to completely dominate nearly the 70% of the ethnic people. That is impossible. Yes, we also need younger leaders, and of course that is not to get rid of the old leaders as well. We need younger leaders by our standard. Younger means in the age brackets of 40 and 60. Those are we regard as younger leaders. There are some, but I think we hope to get back some from the Karen people, Shan people, and also Kachin people resettled in other countries. The Chin people also. I think they will come back. Recently, the commander-in-chief of the Burma army said that the ethnic people, after ceasefire, will have to lay down arms. Well, it is couched in what we call DDR, disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration, done in some other countries. That is not acceptable because we must retain our arms, even after ceasefire, even after peace. Because if we have no weapons, if we have no arms to defend ourselves, then the whole country will be militarized by those ultra-nationalists. Min Aung Hlaing is one of the ultra-nationalists, or the leading figure among the Burman ultra-nationalists. That is impossible in a federal system. The ethnic peoples will retain their own troops, at least to defend the Union against external threats. And also, of course, to defend themselves.